that's on. All of it is on. All of it is up and going. There we go. What you doing, summer girl? Oh, man. Hey, dog lover. The puppers is laying down on the floor. I don't know why she's on the floor. Hi, Lily. Oh, shit. Where the hell did that go? When stuff like doesn't stay pinned to your taskbar, and I just had a moment of, oh goodness, where did it go? Bueno. Hey, Leland, you were first. Hey, 411, see me. Reagan, yes, I did see me. That's why I'm on late. Hey, Goku. And yeah, that's why I'm on way later than I normally would. Okay, enjoy church, Bishop. Yeah, it is, it's 10 a.m. for you? I don't know. My brain is... Yeah. 1:30 Eastern, 12:30 Central, 11:30. Yeah, it's 10. Okay, I got it. I'm on track. I'm on track for the most part, sort of. We'll find out. We will find out. Yes. Just so everybody knows, I'm still working on the Hong Kong clip. I haven't had time to finish getting it all good to go. Also, haven't figured out exactly how I wanted to do it in particular. Sorry, that takes explaining. I'm not explaining right now. Okay, let's see. All right, cool. That's working. Where is my... There it is. Okay. Good morning, Chicago. All right, there. Now we can hit go on this one. Go, 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 go. Hey, Paul. Thank you. Oh, that reminds me I needed to check something. Let's see. Someone said they sent me something. I did. Okay, now I gotta let them know I did get it. Okay, perfect. So I don't remember if I told him thank you or whatever. So let me, oh my gosh, too many buttons, too many buttons. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, California. Ah. There we go. Hey, Amanda. That works for you, Tony. We're just getting everything warmed up here, guys. Wow, I didn't even notice I'm almost at 375 on Twitch. Oops. Twitch. It's just a physical thing. Hey, Amanda. Good morning. I am over here doing things to do things. Good morning. Hi, Chris. Hey, Bailey. Walosi, hello. Scar Dragon. SW. Y'all are hilarious. I don't know what's happening there. Aislinn, it's the same thing. Aislinn? It's the same as my as the channel you're on right now. It's the same handle. Hey, Travis. Travis, it must have been a minute since you've been in here. Are you kidding me? That was hilarious, see me. I want to clip that, but I don't know how to do it because I wasn't listening to like 99% of what he said. So, yeah. Hey, Bertles. Good to see you, Travis. There we are, guys. Let's just keep tippy-tapping that screen over on the TikTok streets. Let's go ahead and pin this. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Oh, thanks, Jesus. So, 411, there's a reason I will turn it down, of course. Hey, Arcus, good morning. Annelle, you're funny. Oh, yes, I will have to show that in a bit, Court. Obviously, it takes some maneuvering because of where it's at. Hold on. Whatever I want it to be, Evo. Here you guys go. Yes. Ah, yeah, this is not easy to show, Court. Why are you making me do this? Guys, look, it's a new tattoo. Sorry for everybody on the landscape getting a peek of the foot. There we go. All right, that's it. That was all I could do. All right. Court, ignore him when he says that. Absolutely ignore him when he says that. Don't let him have a big ego. Okay? Just saying that. Yeah, I decided to just do that last night. Like, you know what? It combines two of my favorite things. Halloween and cats. You know what I mean? Okay, Chris. That's I don't know what to think about that one. Oh man. Yeah, Evo, so this is a joke. If you can't understand a joke, I can't help you. Maybe my moderator Chris can explain that what this is about to you. I'm wherever I want to be, Maxim. I just want to let you guys know that I was half recognized. The guy didn't know me by name, but he knew me by face. So there was that. So Court, if he's a celebrity, then I am too. We'll just put that out there. Okay, Court? Don't let him fool you. Good morning, Phil. Hey, Benita. Hello, hello. Yeah, did he tell his stream that part, Court? I bet he didn't. Good morning, Miles. Happy Sunday. Hey, Emmanuel. Man, somebody was calling before I even got out on here. Hi, Ash. Very cute. All right, we'll see what this do. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there? Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
24.
24. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
No, I don't like any of the political candidates we have available
I mean, there aren't
in the
any
past 10
political
years.
candidates. Okay, if that's how you mean, that's cool, man. Well, I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday. To be clear, guys, we have no political candidate for presidency right now, so... Oh, well, happy early birthday, Quan. Yeah. Yeah, so Court, see, I knew he left out the part about me. It's cool. I don't understand that comment. This chat normally does portrait different story. What? What are you saying, Ryu? Oh, the agenda, Reagan, is just whatever happens, because there is no telling what anybody's gonna call in and say or do or anything. So there's that. Thank you. Yeah, no, I get to change the tag in 2 days. I think it's weird that somebody would just keep spamming Orange Man good. If you are in agreement with Donald Trump, it's weird to me that you would call him Orange Man. Even I don't. I at least say I do say Donald Trump. Lindsay, while I think that the concept of it is good, it's also an issue because that's not how it's supposed to work. Oh, Court, I have no way of getting it back. I don't even know where to start on that one. Thank you, Travel Casey. Yeah, it is. It's the birthday week. So yeah, for the most part. Reagan, I do when I do friendly lives. I haven't done one in a month and a half. I'll probably do one next month. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm an old man.
Okay, you can just give an age range, man. Like what?
60.
Okay, all right. Sounds cool. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I am.
Okay. And what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
Well, he's a pro-life president. That's one of my big issues. He's
Not very pro-life when we're gonna end up starving children in the United States next month. So that's not cool.
yeah, I don't think anybody will starve. I mean, our poor people are, 400 pounds overweight. People come here just so they can be poor. There's no one starving in our country, that's
Oh,
for
you
sure.
sound so pro-life. Yeah. That
Yeah.
must be a badge of
Yeah, I
honor
am.
for you.
Well, it's reality. It's,
It's not, you don't sound
it's just
pro-life at all.
propaganda. They're just trying to divide us. The politicians,
Yeah,
they
and you
try to
voted for
divide
the biggest
you and
divider
I.
in chief, so that was cool.
No, he's anti-war. He
Wait,
likes to
he's
go to war, but
anti-war? He
he's
dropped
totally
bombs on an
anti-war.
entirely different country just in June, and he's blowing up ships without interdicting them, which is against international law actively as we know it. He's not anti-war, sir. He's actively
That's
engaging in war.
that's
He's
not
admitted
true.
he's done something that no president has ever done. He's admitted to sending the CIA actively into another country, like literally on international television. Is asked, is it true that you sent CIA operatives to Venezuela like right now? And he's like, yeah, they're there. No other president has
Yeah,
ever just been
well,
like, yeah, we
it's
actually sent CIA, our undercover operators, right, into another foreign country. And he's even talked about invading this foreign country. He's so anti-war. He's
how
talking
long do you
about
think?
going into Venezuela. Yeah, that sounds very anti-war to me.
See,
Let's start a
see,
whole new war, bro.
well, this has been going on way before you were born, young lady. We
I
have been
really don't
mingling into
care. You and
everything,
your
Republicans
age means
and
nothing at this
Democrats.
point. It actually just shows your
Well,
lack of
I'm just
intelligence.
trying to point. I'm trying to point out the left
Hey,
wing
Angela.
and the right wing are the same part of the bird.
Oh, no, it's not.
That's all.
No,
Oh,
see,
it
currently,
totally
right
is, young
now,
lady.
one party is
It
trying to make
totally is.
sure that American citizens have access to health insurance and that rural hospitals don't close due to lack of funding from Medicaid. Whereas the other
Well, the
party
bill
is
gives them $60 billion.
allowing children to go without Medicaid, allowing children to go without SNAP benefits, right? Because they cut all of that in their one big beautiful bill, aka HR
Well,
1
it's
on
the Schumer
Congress.gov. They
shutdown.
cut all
It's
of that.
Chuck
So yeah,
Schumer.
you are so pro-life that you want children children to starve. You want children to lose access to
have you been
medicine.
watching
You
the
want
Senate?
children to lose access to
The
being able to
Senate
go to the
has
primary
voted
care
11
doctor.
times to
You don't
open up
even
the
care about
government.
school lunches in schools. You are so
Do you
pro-life,
not
sir,
know
that you
that?
want to let children die. I get it. It's cool.
Yeah, there'll be 50 million kids are going to die.
Oh, I didn't say
There's
that.
50 there well
Not
that's
that you care. Oh yeah, you're also so
every
pro-life. I bet you
politician says
agreed with
that.
I bet you
The
agreed with
children are going to
USAID.
die. The
Hey,
teachers
hey,
aren't going to be
Pookie
able to
Pie.
teach.
Pookie
The
Pie. I bet
schoolrooms
you
are too
agreed
big.
with
Oh
I
my
bet you
God.
agreed with
The
USAID
world's
funding being
coming
cut
to an
too.
end and there's
Yeah.
blue skies. It's all
Yeah.
propaganda. It's just to divide us,
Well,
young
actually the
lady.
sky is purple.
We all want the same. Don't you
It is,
believe we
Angela.
all want the same? We want the same. We want a great
No, we
neighborhood,
don't.
safe neighborhoods for our children.
No,
We
you
want
want people to
great
die. You've
education.
made that clear.
Nutrition is one of the most important things when it comes to poor people.
Oh
If
yeah,
you
but
want
you're
people
letting
to
them not
care,
have those benefits
young
next month.
lady, if
You're
you
not
want
pro-life.
people to care, if you
You
want
don't
people
care.
to care,
You
you
don't
have
care.
to get everyone that's in poverty out of poverty because
Cool.
they
Start
worry
passing
about what
laws
they're
to do
going to eat
something.
the next day.
Hey, Grandpa,
I'm just saying,
start telling your
say,
politicians to pass laws to do something. Instead, you're just so concerned about
so
a fetus
where's
coming
the
to
money
life, in
come
your
from?
opinion, because that's
We're
all you can care
$37
about. You're
trillion
not fucking
in debt.
pro-life, so go
We're
fuck yourself, bro.
$37 trillion in life.
And Donald Trump has added 8 billion to the national debt, so congratulations. 8 trillion actually. So I just want to be clear, guys. When it came to the national debt, when Biden left office, it was projected that we weren't going to hit $37 trillion in national debt for at least 10 years. We hit it quicker under Donald Trump because of his spending. We hit it at a minimum 8 years before we were supposed to. Janice, go to church today and pray. I don't talk to foreigners from other countries that are calling from outside the country. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. How old are you?
I am 28.
28. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I am no longer supporting Donald Trump.
Awesome. Well, huge W to you, dude, and I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hey, how are you doing?
Awesome. I'm doing well. How are you?
Good enough.
Good
We all
enough.
got problems, but I'll be fine. Yep.
Okay. And how old are you?
48.
48. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
So I'm a little different than probably a lot of your callers. I was a hardcore left-wing activist years ago. I was one of the 17 felonies of the WTO protest in 1999. I was involved in multiple Earth First campaigns. I was at Buffalo Nations. I volunteered on Native American reservations and done activism to try to protect native lands. I was very much what would be called a hardcore leftist. And despite my views not changing too much, there's a few things, obviously, we grow as time goes on. But a lot of my opinions are still the same. I'm not a fan of Donald Trump, but I feel like he is far less dangerous than the Democrats.
Okay.
That's where I'm at. I'm not a fan of Donald Trump.
Potato, that's funny. Can you face away from the tornado? That's hilarious. Sorry, there's a lot of wind in your background, and nobody gives a shit. If you were a true leftist, I'm sorry, you wouldn't vote for fucking Donald Trump. Donald Trump is considered far right. The current left, the Democratic Party, is considered center left on the international, center right on the international scale. We don't have a leftist party in America, but for anyone who considers themselves a leftist, and I would guarantee you're also going to be someone that says, I voted for Obama, to say that they then voted for Donald Trump because he was the less dangerous, get the fuck out of here. I'm
probably different than everyone that you've talked to before. I bet you're not. They all say that. I'm different from anyone else you've ever talked to. Me, I'm special.
People are so odd. Hey, Feisty. Can we get a real, like, Trump voter calling in? Yeah, exactly, birdies. It is like they are like, sorry. When you start off with like,
I'm different from everyone else you've ever talked to.
wow, you got a superiority complex going on, don't you? I'm just saying. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there? Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes.
Okay, Phil. Awesome. How old are you?
I am 28. I just proved a point that you are very biased. I'm a Democrat and just proved a very good point.
Oh yeah? You just proved a
Yeah,
very great point. Yeah.
I just called and said that I
You
no
started
longer
off
supported
your
Trump. I said
okay.
that I no longer supported Donald Trump, and you quickly ran it away
No, I
and hung
didn't
up
run it
and sent me
away. It's
away.
because I literally
You
the
did.
drive for this
You
is
did.
to talk
You
to
didn't want
people
to
that
have
still believe
you
in Donald
you
Trump.
didn't want to
Wow.
have
Like you prove nothing. The entire purpose of this is for me to speak to people that still support Donald Trump.
You proved your bias. Oh my god.
You are not the target audience. Thank you, Casey. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm doing great.
How old are you?
I am 58.
58. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Absolutely.
Cool. And what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
I'm sorry. Can you say that question again?
Yeah. What has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
You're awesome.
Oh, I'm not questioning it. I'm supposed to be questioning in order to call in.
No, it's just a question I ask. All right.
No,
So
I'm
you're
I'm
not
I'm
questioning
thrilled.
your you're
I
not
did
questioning your
half.
support at all. Okay. Can you identify
No,
3 lies that Donald Trump has told since he was inaugurated into office in 2025?
can I? I don't know. I did a
Identify.
happy day. I did a happy dance when I got elected president.
That's odd. So can you tell me 3 lies that Donald Trump has told since he was inaugurated into office in January 20th, 2025?
No, I kind of agree more with the hat that says he's right about everything.
So you're not capable of critical thinking or criticizing the president of the United States?
I can remember lies in the past when he was lying about maybe his businesses and being bankrupt and stuff, but
Oh, he's told
um,
several since he was inaugurated into office, so you're not able to identify any lies that he's told since he was, yeah, I don't know, sworn in this time? Hey, Lala. Can't think of any of them?
well, like I can if you can bring some up and then I can maybe dispute them.
Cool. Let's see. Donald Trump said that the shutdown it's the quote, Democrat shutdown, the
Yeah,
active government
I was
shutdown.
just talking about. I would say it's more about the. I mean, they're kind of dancing around it. It's just about insurance being supported by the government. That what do they call it? Obamacare. Uh, they're saying how much that's going to increase if that doesn't get extended.
Uh-huh.
So they're both kind of dancing around the truth on that one.
Oh, so that's a lie on Trump's part, correct?
Mm,
Well, you
no,
just
not
said it's
really, because
dancing around the
be-
truth. So if it's an untruth, that would make it a lie.
no, it's not really untruth. They're just not
Well, then
saying, like,
what do you mean by dancing around the truth?
for instance, the Democrats could extend it, because it always gets extended, and then discuss it afterwards rather than
Afterwards, do
being
you
like
even know
the
when
whole,
the budget bill is set to expire? Like how long it was only supposed to fund the government for that
I
the
bel
Republicans put into place?
November 1st
November 21st. So
or
it
21st.
wasn't, so even now the Republicans in Congress have to come back and rewrite it because they can't just pass a bill that's only going to go into effect for a couple of weeks. That's just not how it works anymore. But unfortunately, Mike Johnson still refuses to call the Republicans back to the House, and they've been on recess since September 19th. They haven't gone to work in a month. And a lot of the Republicans in the House of Representatives are speaking out, and even they agree,
Well,
including Marjorie Taylor
well,
Greene, agrees that this is not a Democratic shutdown, and that she also agrees that what the Democrats are fighting for in the Senate is a worthy cause that they need to reevaluate now.
yeah, I don't know about the rest of the people, but they were, some of the people, it was at the House that voted it through, and it's got to be the Senate that's got to pass it. But Trump's out; he's traveling in Asia right now, going to Japan and a couple other countries right now, which is more power to him. I mean, I don't have that kind of energy.
Oh, okay. Does your neck hurt at all from that pivot? I think you should have some whiplash from that. That has nothing to do with what
I
I'm
really,
talking about.
I'm not a
So
very
I
good
just want to be
speaker. I
clear,
really
Donald
didn't.
Trump is spending money while the government is shut down to travel around to all of these foreign countries, after also purchasing two private jets for fucking Kristi Noem, right? Spending millions of dollars on private jets for Crystal Noem when that millions of dollars could have gone to continuing to fund SNAP benefits for our entire country for at least another month. But instead, he's using the government money that is left over to fly around to other countries and to buy 2 new planes for Kristi fucking Noem. Got it.
I'm just kind of surprised
And then
at how
also we
excited that.
managed to find $40 billion, $20 billion of which for currency exchange for Argentinian pesos, and then the other 20 billion that's a fucking bailout instead of, I don't know, subsidizing our American farmers in any kind of way to help them because they're suffering
Well,
right
they
now. But they're not doing any of that. Instead, Donald Trump's just spending our money at his leisure, which he's not even allowed to do, but he's taking the job of Congress, right? Because according to Article 1 of the United States Constitution, Congress is the one that holds the purse to the government of the United States of America. But while Mike Johnson has had the House out on recess for over a month, they're not doing any of that. So I think that's a very telling thing that they're just not doing it. So yeah.
I think everybody gets paid back after the shutdown is over.
Oh, that's not
At
true.
least,
Donald Trump is trying to find a
so
way to make
far.
sure. Sorry, Donald Trump is trying to find a way to make sure that they don't get paid back right now. Mike Johnson's even been like, yeah, there is some kind of law that they found where the government employees don't have to get back pay. I'm not sure the specific details of it, but it's under legal review right now so that they don't have to get back pay. Donald Trump is actively looking for a way to make sure that our government employees are not going to get back pay.
Well, I guess we have to wait that one out, because that would be a first.
Well, maybe you should actually look into what your president actually says on national television a time or two instead of just relying on someone else to tell you that, hey, Donald Trump is actively saying we ain't got to back pay people, even though they came to work on their own dime and they're not getting paid. It's very interesting.
I mean, even when his buddy Elon was cutting people's jobs, I believe he gave them like 6 months severance, things like that. So I would find that hard to believe, but I mean, I'm not going to say it's not beyond possibility.
Yeah, try looking it up, buddy boy. Like, he literally is actively trying to find a way to make sure that he doesn't have to back pay for the government employees that are still going into their jobs right now. Not the furloughed ones, right? But the ones that are still actively going to do their job right now, except for ICE, because, That's his own kind of
Well,
private military force right now. But
I
so
do
can you
do have to
admit
say
yet that
I
Donald Trump is
appreciate.
lying about whose fault the shutdown is?
No, I don't have anything on my mind that I find that.
Gotcha. So you can't acknowledge it when a lie is a lie.
No, because have you pointed one out to me that I should know
I
about?
literally did, and you instead were like, Donald Trump's traveling to Asia right now, and I think that's pretty cool that he has it in him. I couldn't do it for myself.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm too positive, but I do appreciate you talking to me and trying to straighten me out.
No problem, dude. You have a great rest of your Sunday.
You too. Bye.
All right. Thank you, BSW Mom, for the 900 joules. Thank you, Kyun, for the $2. Kyun said, hashtag not like other MAGA. By the way, happy birthday. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, I'm waiting, Marina, for you to show me your shirt. Guys, just a friendly reminder, over on TikTok, we should have already been at, really we should be at 50,000 likes in the next 2 minutes, but that's not happening. So guys, let's try to get the likes up as fast as possible. It should be 25,000 likes every 15 minutes. We've almost been live for 30 minutes now. If you're new here, be sure to hit that follow button. It pulls up right up at the top. I have to restart my thing on the tube so you guys see the flashing, but that'll happen tomorrow. Oh no, it's still flashing up. Never mind, it is flashing. Okay. There we go. Real quick, TikTok, give me a second. If you are over on YouTube or on Twitch, thank you. There we go. Dad for becoming a subscriber over on Twitch with his Prime membership. You guys can become a free subscriber, or sorry, yeah, 1 month free subscription on Twitch if you have Amazon Prime. Also, we do have memberships and super chats available over on YouTube. If you send a super chat, it is a guaranteed way that I read your comment out loud. And if you become a member, I do look at those comments more often than I look at the general commenters. So if you want to make sure, those are 2 ways that you can make sure that I actually read your comment in some way, shape, or form over on the tubes. Okay, we are back open and we're reopening another phone line here for somebody, hopefully that still actively supports Donald Trump. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yeah.
Awesome. How old are you?
38.
Marina, that's a cute shirt. 38. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yep.
Yep. And what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
I wasn't questioning it. I was calling in because you said you wanted to talk to a MAGA supporter.
Okay, so can you identify 3 lies that Donald Trump has told since he was inaugurated into office this year?
What do you mean lies? Define your definition of lies.
Something that is factually not true. Hey, Gust.
What has he lied about?
So
What is he doing?
You can't think of anything?
There's 2 lies that he told, and he didn't actually lie.
Well, what are those 2
They
lies that you're
just
thinking
haven't
of?
done yet.
Just hasn't. No, I'm not talking about campaign promises. I hope you realize that. When I say since he was inaugurated, that means since, January 20th, 2025. You're welcome, Gust. So what are the 2 lies I guess you're thinking of, as long as they're not campaign promises?
What I was calling to ask you is, why is the lady on CBS stating, the Democrat, that they are like keeping the shutdown because that's their only leverage?
I don't know. I don't work for CBS. Maybe ask her. I don't even watch CBS.
Well, why is the Democrat saying that
if it's one individual
that's the
saying that
only
that's
way
their
they can
leverage,
hurt?
but it's not actually the Democratic senators saying that that's their only leverage, then I'm going to believe the Democratic senators that are
But
saying that
we
it's not their only leverage. So I don't
We
really get it.
voted
Also, I'm not
12
CBS.
times. 12 times they voted.
12
And the
times, yeah.
Democrats shut it down 12 times. Tell me why.
Can you tell me, like, did the bill specifically say when was there a bill that was inputted into
Did you
Congress
answer my
that
question?
specifically said,
No.
hi,
You keep
it's
asking
okay.
me a question on top of my
Okay.
question,
Can
so
you
you
tell me
you
when the
can't even answer a
Democrats
question.
voted on a bill, did it specifically say keep the government shut down? Was that the title of the
Why
bill
are
that they voted on?
why are they
Was
keeping
that
it
the
shut
title of the
down?
bill that they voted on? Was that the title
The
of the bill that they
Democrat,
voted on?
listen,
Was
the
that the
lady
title
already
of the bill
said
that they
that
voted on?
they
Did it
are
specifically
keeping
say
the
keep the
government
government
shut
shut
down.
down?
Why?
Is that
You're
what
not
just
going to
happened?
overtalk
Is
me.
that I
Answer the
actually
question,
I love
retard.
it this. Oh, see, you can't use slurs, you dumbass. Okay. Let's be very clear, guys. If you use a slur because that's against TikTok terms of service, you get hung up on every single time. All right? There is no way for me to avoid that. Now they believe the media. Exactly, Monica. Thank you, Joker, for the 10 jewels. Hi, Kieran. Thank you. Thank you for doing what you're doing. We need it. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you for the 2. Thank you for the jewels as well. It's just so crazy. Yeah. Well, I actually don't know if they're doing that on purpose, Lisa, when they call in, because um, other platforms have different terms of service. So it could be that too. But you get hung up on if you slur. Oh, Rodney, thank you. Just Merry Flippin' B Day. Thanks. Thank you, Rodney, for the 50. I appreciate that so much. I'm going to leave that up there for a moment. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes.
Awesome. How old are you? I think he glitched. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 20.
20. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I am.
Okay. And what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
I was just open to have a conversation because
Okay.
I don't know.
You're going to have to sound like you're not underwater.
I'm sorry, say that again?
I said you're going to have to sound like you're not underwater.
Okay.
Sorry, your microphone is just like going out or something.
Is that better?
A little.
Okay. There's not a whole lot I can do about that, unfortunately. I am at work right now.
Okay.
But it's slow.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, it just like had a really weird sound for a second, but okay. So can
I'm sorry about that.
You're fine. So you can't really think of anything that has you questioning your support. Can you think of any lies that Donald Trump has told since he was inaugurated this year?
Yeah, so I don't, I'm not on actively on like social media, and I'm very picky with what news sources I look at. However, one, I guess, lie that I'm not a big fan of is that he tends to call illegal immigrants illegal aliens, and I don't like that he used that. I would consider that a lie because I don't think that's what they should be called. I don't agree with the immigration laws, but I don't think they should be called that.
Okay. And you said that you could think of another one too. What's the other one you can think of?
I don't have another one, no. I'm open to learn about some, but I don't have another one off the top of my head. No.
Yeah. All right. So let's see, there's so much. So Donald Trump said when he was starting on this whole ballroom thing that it was going to be a new structure that's not going to even come close to touching the new building. It might be near it, but it won't touch it. And they wouldn't have to touch any of the existing structure of the White House. And instead, we find out that he's completely demolished the East Wing of the White House.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, that's a lie. And also, it's very interesting. The East Wing held the office for the First Lady. It's one way to get a divorce.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily consider that a lie because things change all the time. I don't agree with the fact that he changes his mind so much. I've noticed that since I was a kid. He likes to change his mind on a lot of things, and he says one thing and means another. I've noticed that a lot, but sometimes things change. Plans could have very easily changed, so I wouldn't necessarily consider it a lie, more of like a change of plans. But I would have to do my further research on that to get a further opinion than that.
Gotcha. I would still consider it a lie because he didn't make any notification of it to the American public that he would have to instead tear it down prior to actively tearing it down. Instead, it got leaked by people taking photographs on the job site.
In my personal opinion about that, no one else lives in the White House but him and other people, that are in the office. So I don't personally see why the American audience would have to be notified about that.
Oh, there's so
I
many
could totally
reasons
be
why.
wrong,
It's
but
actually any improvements or renovations that are done on the White House have to be approved by a committee. Like they're literally in charge of it. And even the person who was appointed to that committee by Donald Trump has said, we haven't received any plans for approval. Also, it's not his it's not his house. He might live there. He is a temporary resident, but he is not a permanent resident of the White House. The White House has always been known as the People's House.
Okay. And if I'm not mistaken, that has been a on and off plan for decades. I could totally be wrong, but that's what I've heard. That's been a plan in the making for a very, very long time, and Trump just happened to make it happen.
Are you talking about renovating the East Wing? Because that
Yes.
hasn't been up for as long as
Yes.
people think it's been around. No, renovations, fine, but renovations again have to be approved by that historical committee that is in charge of keeping up with the United States White House, the People's House.
Okay.
And nothing was inputted, which is also why it's a lie, because if he was truly trying to renovate it, he would have gone through the proper steps and procedures of submitting it for approval, which I'm sure since he appointed the guy, he would have approved it. It was his appointee.
Okay.
Yeah, but he
I'd
didn't
have
do
to
it.
do further research on that to
Yeah.
get a further opinion. But if that's, if that really truly is the case, that's not okay. I'm one of the Trump supporters that will, call him out when he's doing something wrong. So I would have to do further research on that after this call is done. But if that's the case, that's wrong.
How do you feel about Donald Trump's trying to sue the Department of Justice for $230 million?
I'm sorry, can you say that one more time?
Yeah, no problem. Sorry, I kind of lost my voice a bit last night. I said, how do you feel about Donald Trump suing the Department of Justice for $230 million?
I actually did not know about that. I think I would need more context, so I don't have an answer for you there.
Yeah, so he's suing the Department of Justice for the lawsuits that were placed against him in various states. Like he's blaming the Department of Justice for the lawsuit that was placed against him in Georgia for his fake elector scheme that Georgia literally arrested him. He has a mugshot in the state of Georgia, right? But they didn't get a follow through on their indictment of him because he was elected president, so all charges were dropped. The other half of that, it had nothing to do with his 34 felony count, but basically he's claiming emotional damage. Emotional damage is Donald Trump's claim right now. So he thinks that the American government now owes him, except the $230 million lawsuit would be paid by the American taxpayer.
Okay. Yeah, that's something, again, I probably would have to do further research on. Just so that way I'm not getting it just by word of mouth, my opinion. I did that one time, and it was not great. So I would have to do further research on that, but thank you for the information, and I will keep it in mind.
Okay. So I guess what has you still supporting Trump?
I'm supporting Trump because of abortion.
I'm actually
I do not.
I believe that abortion is important because we have to continue to feed the matrix.
Okay. Um, yeah, I'm not personally a big fan of abortion. I
All right, our system's just
think
gonna
that
implode,
with
man.
the, I'm sorry?
Said our life as we know it's just going to implode. The system's just going to stop running.
You're awesome.
Okay, do I need to switch the topic? Or am I good to continue?
No, I think it's ridiculous that anybody says that they still support him for that reason when he really hasn't done anything to continue to support it. He just basically has just guaranteed that women will die in emergency rooms, especially with his restriction on EMTALA, which he's saying that now emergency room doctors don't have to follow the law of EMTALA when it comes to pregnant people, because they don't have to perform an emergency C-sec or an emergency abortion if it's against their personal opinions, which again is going to disenfranchise women across this country, as we've already seen that the maternal mortality rate has increased across this country, especially in red states that have restrictive abortion care access. We've also seen just in the state of Texas alone that the fetal mortality rate has increased 13%. Because of the restrictive abortion access, because now like fetuses are being born and children are being born with diseases that make them incompatible with life, and then we don't know how much they're suffering until their end of days, which is why their infant mortality rate has increased. And I think that's fucking
Mm-hmm.
depressing as hell, where there is a very alternative that doesn't hurt them in the way that people think, because they don't feel pain that early, because this shit can be identified around the 18-week mark where they don't feel pain at that point. And if they were incompatible with life, they wouldn't have had to suffer after being born. So, yeah, no, like just in one state, the infant mortality rate has increased because of the laws. So your anti-abortion stance is pretty anti-human, in my opinion.
Okay, that is your opinion.
Yeah, it is.
You
And
are
it's
allowed
the
to think
opinion of
whatever.
about
That's
67% of American citizens, because Roe v. Wade was actually highly approved upon in this entire country before it was overturned. And many Americans still disagree with the fact that Roe v. Wade and Casey were overturned.
okay. I would just like to point out that regardless of the disease, that child should still be given life. In my personal opinion,
Yeah, so you want
unless it is
babies to
going
suffer.
to, yeah,
Yeah.
unless it's going to kill them, stillborn kind of thing. Because I have known several people with disabilities of all kinds that
I
could
really
have
don't
killed them
care
right then
about
and
your
there, but their
anecdotal
parent.
stories. I don't care about your anecdotal stories. The point that I'm trying to get through your skull right now is the fact that babies are being born with diseases that make them incompatible with life, and we already see that the infant mortality rate has increased because babies are dying within 6 months of being born. And you're okay with that. That's why I said you have a very anti-human stance and a pro-suffering stance with your pro-forced birth ideology.
No, I'm not okay with the fact that they're dying. I really don't like babies dying, but it's better than a lot of people out there who use abortion as birth control.
That's okay. What is the purpose of birth control?
The purpose of birth control is to prevent getting
pregnant. Oh, awesome.
And then,
so that means you're already incorrect. That's antithetical to the purpose of birth control. You literally cannot use abortion as a method of birth control because you are already pregnant. So your argument already starting off is broken and is not logical. Okay. So what people are using it as is as a method against, it's because it's an alternative. Abortion is the method of no longer being pregnant. That is what it is. That's exactly what it is, right? So that's it. That's the alternative to pregnancy, is getting an abortion. That's what it is. It's individuals such as yourself that have been raised to believe that somehow women, like you're hating on your own sex right now, you're hating on your own gender, that you think that women, and you are insulting women across the world, Okay, people with uterus across the world by saying that somehow they are utilizing it as a method of birth control when there are many reasons why somebody might obtain an abortion, and it's none of your fucking business. It's not my goddamn business either. The reason why I'm pro choice is because while I would never, hopefully, never choose to have an abortion for myself unless it was because of my own health risk or the health risk of the fetus, I don't give a shit what anybody else decides to do with their body because it has no bearing on my life nor no effect on me. And I think it should be their own decision. It's their decision that they have to square up with at the end of the day, not me. That's why I'm pro choice, not saying that I'm pro abortion, but I don't give a fuck what anybody does with their own life because it doesn't personally affect me. So somebody in the state of, I'm just going to say you're in, I'm just putting a state out there. You don't have to correct it. I'm just going to say you're in Arizona. Somebody in the state of Vermont having an abortion has zero effect on your life, but you are trying to make it so that it has some kind of effect on your life, which to me is the most outlandish thing that somebody across the country, you are so upset with them being able to obtain an abortion that you talk down about other women in the entire world, saying that they somehow use it as a method of birth control, which again is an insult to women, and especially an insult to the women that have fucking died after they were denied access to life-saving medical treatments. Okay? Because this is what
Okay,
happens. No, I'm sorry,
I'm
ma'am. Like, you are literally hating on your own gender, hating on your own sex, hating on other individuals that have a uterus, because contrary to popular belief that we have incidents of somebody that was born a man giving birth to fucking children because they were born with a uterus, an active working uterus. It's not an unknown thing. So I have to say the way that I say it. But you are literally hating on other people that would identify similarly enough with you, that you are insulting them to a point, and you are insulting all of the women out there that have literally fucking died because they were denied access to abortion care. There were the women that have literally
okay.
fucking lost their fertility because they've been denied access to abortion care. Have you ever heard of the name Kate Cox?
I'm sorry. Have I ever what?
Have you ever heard of the name Kate Cox?
No, I have not.
How
But that
about
is not at all what I am saying.
How about Amanda Zarowski?
I'm not
How
saying
about
any
Amanda
of that.
Zarowski? No, I'm asking you a question now. I know you're like, I'm saying the way that you are speaking is insulting to women. And I'm going to say that to you as another woman. You are insulting women out there, all people that are capable of giving birth. You are insulting them with your words. So this is why I'm asking you if you've heard these names. You haven't heard of Kate Cox, fine. How about Amanda Zarowski?
No, I have not. But
Okay,
can I
Amanda
please state
Zarowski no longer has the ability to give birth to children because she lived in a state of like Texas where they denied her access to abortion care, and she had to flee the state in order to obtain an abortion because the fetus was not compatible with life, and it literally wrecked her insides. She's no longer capable of carrying children. She wanted a family. Okay, Kate Cox was a mother of three, is a mother of three. Devout Catholic, never thought in her life that she would ever need to seek an abortion. She sued the state of Texas to try to obtain an abortion in her state because she, again, had a fetal abnormality that made the fetus incompatible with life, meaning it was going to only live for minutes, hours, days after it was born. And if she gave birth to that fetus, it would have also ruined her fertility. She would have been unable. It was about 75% chance of being unable of having another child, and she wants 5 children. Like, she wants more than the 4 that she could have had, okay? So she sued the state of Texas, got granted that access to abortion by a judge, and then the attorney general turned around and sued her again and basically said, you're not getting a fucking abortion in my state, right? So she fled the state, that her home of Texas, cannot go back to Texas because they have a fucking bounty law on her head about it, right? Because this is how fucked up Texas is. She can't even go back to that state. But she wants a family, and she had to leave the state to obtain an abortion so that she could continue to have children in this country, which is exactly what the president of the United States says that we need more children, right? But we're literally making it hard and disenfranchising women that want to have families, but because they have a fetus with a fetal abnormality that they don't want to watch die in front of them and potentially suffer after it's born for who knows how long. You want to be anti-abortion because that's just like what, in your opinion, the most humane thing to do, because you want to insult women across the world by saying that they somehow use abortion as a method of birth control, which is literally impossible to do, because as you yourself have admitted, birth control is to prevent pregnancy, which is already impossible if you're already pregnant, to use abortion as a method of birth control. And the reason why somebody obtains an abortion is literally none of your fucking business. Let people live their goddamn lives. Why can't you just let people be them?
Because the birth rates were massively declining and we were getting extremely underpopulated. That's why Trump did that in the first place. And as I was trying to say before, I have been interrupted several times, I am against abortion when it comes, I am against abortion when it comes to people using it because they don't want to get pregnant when you have sex. When you have sex,
I'm gonna help you out with something. I know you said that you're 20, and I
No,
don't know
no,
what
please,
I really don't
please.
care, actually. So I'm gonna help you out with something. I know that you're 20, and I don't know what your sex life is. I'm not gonna ask you your sex life, but I'm gonna give you a hint. You are blaming women when 100% of all unwanted pregnancies are literally caused by men. Do you want to know who also gets access to birth control? Women that are great. Children where they were also sexually assaulted by a family member. That's called incest. And again, we see evidence of the fact that we had a 12-year-old girl forced to give birth and then go back to school of her family member's child because of anti-abortion laws in this country. And I'm so glad that you say it's because of the fucking birth rate, ma'am. What good is increasing the birth rate when fetuses that are born with fetal abnormalities that make them incompatible with life are fucking dying, leaving parents exorbitant medical fees that they're not able to pay for a child that they fucking lost? It's also insulting to say that a woman would use abortion as a method of birth control when you don't realize that there are some women in existence that literally cannot take hormonal birth control because it would kill them or cause extremely adverse side effects. Yet men don't want to have the male version of a birth control pill because it gave too many side effects. So it was never pushed forth to the market or got seeked FDA approval. Any of that happened because men were too upset with all of the side effects that it gave them, just like it gave women. Like, women can get blood clots from having birth control.
Yes,
they're
I know.
also
Can I
trying
please
to outlaw.
finish what I was saying?
You can calm down for a second. They're trying to outlaw the 2 abortion pills that are actually utilized in the method of using an IUD, implanting an IUD to reduce the pain that women experience from having an IUD implanted in them, because it's an extremely painful process to have done, especially when you're not allowed to, like, they can't sedate you during it because that's not allowed. Like, you are insulting other women with your rhetoric.
Okay, can I please finish what I was saying uninterrupted?
If it goes along with the points that I just made.
Okay, yes. I'm going to finish what I was saying because I really would like to finish what I was saying without being interrupted so I can get my point across. I am not insulting women. I do not want children, and I would not have an abortion if I accidentally got pregnant. I don't want children myself. I don't think I can physically take care of one. I work a lot of hours. I don't think I would have the time for a child. I don't think it would live a good life with me. But if I were to get pregnant, I would give it up for adoption. I'm aware the adoption system sucks. I have a lot of friends who are in that system.
I want to help you out with this. Adoption is the alternative to parenting, not the alternative to pregnancy, ma'am. Just so you're aware. It's the alternative it is the alternative to parenting, not the alternative to pregnancy. Now you can continue with your diatribe.
Okay, I'm fully aware I'm fully aware, but I would not be able to take care of the child. Therefore, that's what I would do so the child could still have life. Sometimes situations like that happen. I am for abortion when it comes to rape, incest, or the mother's life is on the line because that's insane. I know
Cool. It's
people that
literally not
believe
allowed
that
in the
you should
state
still
of
give birth
Texas.
anyway.
Literally not allowed in the state of
I'm
Texas.
aware.
Yeah.
I'm aware.
It's actually
And
11
I think
states.
that sucks. I think that sucks. The state I'm in has abortion rights, and I think that's great for people who need it, but I don't agree with the people who do the deed, face the consequences, realize that they ended up pregnant because they did not choose to use
Uh-huh.
protection. And yes, I am fully aware protection does not work 100% of the time.
Yeah, it doesn't.
They choose not to use it,
You have no
and
proof
then
of
they
that.
end up
Actually,
with
I want
a
to help you out with
child.
something. 53% of all pregnancies, like literally 53% of all pregnancies, they were using a method of birth control, whether it was a condom or it was a pill or an IUD.
That other
53%.
47% is what is the other 47% is what is an issue with me. That they're
Okay.
not
Well,
using
I hope you go get
protection
your
and
tubes
they're
tied.
getting an abortion and they're
Oh no.
killing an
See,
innocent
I hope you
child because
it's
they
not
chose not
innocent. It's
to.
also not killing a child. I hope you realize this. It's a fetus. And again, I'm still curious of how that affects your life personally, that it's such a fucking big point of contention for you.
Yes, it
How
does
does it
affect my
affect you
life when the
personally?
birth rates are massively declining.
Oh,
And
and you're
eventually we're going to
contributing
end
to
up like
that,
China where
so
they are forcing people to have children.
no, they're not doing that in
Where it's going
China.
to be,
Don't fucking
last I
lie.
heard they were.
Yeah, last you heard what 3 fucking years ago, where you watched someone lie to you on national television. A quick Google search would show that that's not true.
No, it was coming from the whatever that guy's role is, the president or whatever. It was coming from him himself a couple of years ago. That could not be true anymore. I could be
President
wrong
Xi
now,
Jinping
but
has
back
never
then they
said that they're
because the
forcing people to have children. What they were talking about is
because
that
he
they did away. Okay, I want to help you out with something. So it was about before 2016. China had a law that it was a one person per household. Then they increased it to 2 children per household. And the probably thing that you're thinking of is that they increased it to back to allowing 3 children per household because at that point their population had cycled out enough people that they weren't going to be overpopulated within their country. So what you're thinking of is them just changing the law from doing away with their one child law, right? And then changing it to 2. They weren't forcing people to have children, nor were they forcing people to get impregnated. What were they doing? Strapping women on hospital beds and using a turkey baster and putting it up there full of semen? That's fucking weird.
China's weird. But if I'm
It's
wrong,
not
I'm wrong. I will do
happening.
further
You're
research on
beyond
that.
wrong. Yeah, maybe you kept saying you're going to have to look into these things. Maybe this is something you should have done additional research on. That's fucking weird. I don't even understand that, but I think it's very hypocritical of somebody that says I don't want to have children to then be crying about the birth rate and saying that's why we need to do away with abortion because we need to increase the birth rate from somebody that says that she doesn't want children. That's fucking weird. You get to sit up on your
Okay,
high horse. It's fucking
I don't
weird,
personally
ma'am.
think
Here,
it's
actually,
not
I'm going
that
to
I
give you a
don't want.
hint. I'm going to give you a hint. If you
No,
personally,
please stop,
if
please
you
stop,
personally
please
don't
stop.
want to have children, then you don't get to push your ideals on what you think other people should do with their bodies until you decide for yourself that you also want to have children, and then you're forced into that fucking equation. But you're outside of the equation right now by your own admittance. You don't get to have an opinion. And let me be very clear with you again. Having an abortion, I know you don't know what the medical definition of it is, but it's the termination of a pregnancy. It is not the killing of a fetus or the unaliving of a fetus or whatever the shit drivel that you
Have
want to
you
put out
watched an
about.
abortion before?
Oh, ma'am, I've
Have
watched
you
plenty
watched
of
an
videos that
abortion?
haven't been fucking doctored. Thank you. I've
It's
watched plenty
brutal.
of them. No, you're watching what's called a DNC that, sorry, not DNC, but you're watching I think it's a DNE that is no longer performed anywhere within the United States of America. And maybe you should stop eating up lies. That's literally been fucking proven that we no longer do it in the United States.
I also would like to point out that I am entitled to an opinion just like everyone else because that's what makes America America. That's why we vote.
Your
Otherwise, there
opinion
would
no
be a right
longer
and wrong
matter.
answer.
Let me be clear. You want to talk about we need to increase the birth rate while you are taking yourself out of the equation of increasing the birth rate in the United States of America. You're a fucking hypocrite.
And it's not that I don't want
You're
children,
a
it's the fact that I
fucking
can't take care of
hypocrite.
one.
You're still a
Okay.
fucking hypocrite.
Okay.
You said I'm not going to have a kid. Can't have a child, right? You said you didn't want to have children, so now you're changing it. You're a fucking hypocrite.
We need to increase the birth rates in the United States of America, but I myself don't want to have children.
You sound dumb.
Okay, I don't
Like,
think
I
this
don't normally say
conversation is
that.
going anywhere. I don't appreciate that you're being really rude, so I'm going to go.
No, she can absolutely not have, let me be very clear. She can absolutely not have kids. I don't care about that. Literally, it's my idea of pro-choice is you do whatever the fuck you want with your body. But if you're going to come up to my live and you're crying about the birth rate being low while also simultaneously saying that I'm not contributing to the birth rate increase, then you're fucking hypocritical. I could give a shit less if our birth rate is low. I don't care. Because people can do what the fuck they want with their body, with their goddamn life, as long as it doesn't affect other people. And having an abortion is not affecting anybody outside of the immediate 3 people that it involves. Imagine drinking red tea and it's like MIB memory wipe and makes you completely ignore truth and fact and individual rights unless you're a top 1%. Titus, that is exactly the MAGA movement. Thank you for the 1999. Talok, overall, do you think you are able to make an impact on people who support MAGA and Trump? I believe I can make an impact on some. There are a few that are just too far gone and ingrained. So there are some that can be done and can be worked with and get them out of their thought process that they find themselves stuck in a loop on. But I'm not going to be able to reach everybody. I believe I can reach some. Thank you for the jewels. And another one, thank you for the $4.99. This shitty argument again, abortion as birth control is crazy. No one is doing that as it's impossible. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's also insulting to women. All right. Guys, if you are new here, especially if you're new over on TikTok, be sure to be double tapping that screen. Also, hit that follow button, especially if you are new here. I appreciate you guys being here so much. Real quick, I'm going to mute for a second. Over on YouTube and over on Twitch, you hit the follow button as well if you are new. Over on YouTube, you hit that subscribe. Subscribing is free on YouTube. We also have super chats and memberships available. I do go through them as they come in. We also have bits available over on Twitch. All right, let's see. Oops. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes. Hi, how are you?
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 24.
Awesome. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Absolutely.
Okay. What has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
Yeah, so I have a very interesting topic for you and chat, and I'm very curious about your opinion and how chat is going to think about this. But let me just start out by saying America was originally founded by European white colonizers, many of which were Christian, either Puritan, Catholic, non-denominational, whatnot. Obviously, American demographics have changed over the years, but what Trump's resurgence has really meant is the resurgence of whiteness and of Western society. The men who actually built this country are getting their say. We're getting our power back. So yeah, I'm curious what you think about that. But I do have a couple talking points.
I just want to let you know that wasn't an answer to my question.
Okay, sorry. What was your question?
Yeah. I asked what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today? Not why are you still supporting him?
I
So I'm
see.
so
Okay.
glad that
Yeah, what
you
has me
just
questioning it actually is he's not deporting enough illegal immigrants. Like he's keeping the hotel workers and the farmers. I
gotcha.
believe, and I just think that that's like
Cool.
corporate fucking greed.
Cool.
I think that they should all be sent back.
Yeah, that sounds accurate for a white supremacist, an admitted white supremacist at that. That's fucking wild. Sorry, I'm gonna hold a stance where I'm not going to speak with white supremacists. That's fucking weird. Did you call back?
Hello.
Yeah, so I'm gonna help you out. So guys, when I hang up on you, that means I no longer want to talk to you, and that's setting a boundary. Now I know exactly why you voted for Donald Trump and adjudicated sexual assaulter, because you don't understand boundaries
Right.
either. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hello,
Hi, how old are you?
24.
24. Are you still supporting Donald
You're
Trump?
awesome.
I'm not as big as I used to be. I'll say that.
Oh, okay. But you still kind of are?
Out of the options, yes. I'll go with
I'm
Trump.
sorry, what options? We don't have any other alternatives to the sitting president of the United States of America.
Well, if you asked me why I'd vote for Trump is
No, I
because he's the
didn't
best option.
actually. I literally
I'm
never
saying,
ask anybody why
okay.
they voted for him because we're almost a year past
I
the
don't know how you can have
election.
such an attitude when we
Like,
can just have a normal conversation.
because you're not answering questions and you're putting words out there that I didn't say, and you're answering questions I didn't ask, which is fucking weird.
Okay, I don't think Trump is the best option for president
There
from
is
what we
literally
had.
no other options. I don't know what you're talking about. Like,
I said from what we had, if you let me finish my
again, I
statement.
don't give a shit why anybody voted a year ago. We're literally 9 months into his term. The election happened on November 5th, which 10 days from now is a whole entire year ago. I don't care about speaking about why you cast your vote. Does that make sense?
Okay, what was
So
your
when
question?
people say
All right,
something
yeah,
stupid
let's
like,
go off here.
well, he's the best choice, like
All right,
there is no other
let's get back on track.
choice.
Let's get back on track now. We
Past
don't have to sit on it.
tense.
Let's get back
Cool.
on track.
Yeah,
Cool.
we can
Okay,
try.
let's get back on track then.
Yeah. So what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement?
Let's go off of what the last guy talked about, immigration. And I'm a first generation Venezuelan in this country.
Donald Trump hates you, so I don't know what else to tell you on that one.
Why do you say that?
Oh, I mean, he just fucking does. It's very obvious. He's the one that granted
Well, I mean,
Venezuelan
you're
immigrants
saying
on
that like this.
on January 19, 2021. He granted Venezuelan immigrants temporary protective status, and then he went through revoking those TPS after he,
Did you see
got
what's
back into
happening? Have
office
you seen
now
what's
again.
happening?
So yeah, bro, he doesn't like you. And I know he definitely wants you to go back to your country. So
And
ladder pullers, thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yeah,
Awesome. How old are you?
22.
22. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Awesome. And what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today? Oh, okay. You can just hang up. Red, so when I have an active phone call that I think is going to go somewhere, I do turn it on Do Not Disturb. So you will go to voicemail when I turn it on Do Not Disturb. And typically when people are aware that the phone lines are open, a lot of y'all call at the exact same time, and only 2 can even come through at the same time, and everything else gets sent directly to voicemail. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hello?
You're awesome.
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 20.
20. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I do.
Okay. And real quick, Red, I'm trying. I tried to explain it. If you stick around, I'll try to let you know when I reopen the phone lines, dude. Okay. What has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
Well, I'm not like questioning my support. There's some things I like about him and some things I don't.
Oh, okay. So I would think that the things you don't like about him would have you questioning your support.
Yeah, there's some things that question my support, but I'm not like stuck on an issue. There's most things that he does I like about him, and then there's a few things that I can name that I really don't like.
Okay, so like, are you gonna go through the things that you don't like with me, or?
Yeah, sure. I don't like. I think that in a lot of ways he's like financially corrupt. For example, I didn't like Doge. I think the idea of Doge was a good idea. I just don't think the way he carried it out was right at all. So I didn't like anything about that, for example.
Okay,
Um,
so Doge, got it. That's cool. And you said
I don't like any of the things he does with crypto, for example. Like I think he does a lot of really bad crypto schemes. Like not necessarily even him, but just like especially his son does it a lot. Where like he'll like pump a coin and he'll say it's like the Trump coin, everyone invest, and then people will scam it. So there's in
that
that
is
section I
true.
don't like Trump, but I also do like Trump in a lot of his policies.
Okay, so can you identify 3 lies that Donald Trump has told since he was inaugurated into office?
3 lies.
Yep.
Well, you could say he didn't release the Epstein files. That's a
That
lie.
was a campaign talking point, but it wasn't a lie since he was in office. He never said since he was inaugurated that he was going to release those.
I mean, his chief of staff did, like, and the like they like a lot of his staff members did. I mean, I don't know. I kind of consider what they say to be, what he would also be lying about. Like they came out and said they had the Epstein files, they're ready to release them. If they don't, that's a lie. No.
No, because he never promised to. Even in his interview, when he was asked specifically about the Epstein files, he was like, yeah, I could see us releasing that one, but not as much because that one can hurt a lot of people and we have to look into that. So I'd have to look into that one more. He literally never even made that promise. Now, if you want to talk about the Epstein files and how it is a lie from what Donald Trump did say, you can say it's a lie when he just continues to scream that it's a Democratic hoax. That part you can say is
I
a
mean,
lie.
I don't necessarily know. I mean, I'm not here to identify. I don't know why you're asking me why you want me to identify what he lied about.
It's just part of
I'm
my
in
show.
support of what he says. Yeah,
Okay.
but I'm in
So
support of
we'll
what he
just go ahead
says.
and write down the Epstein files. What other lies can you think of? 2 more.
Okay. Well, he lied about those, for example.
In what way?
Well, for example, like he's calling USAID unaudited and they're spending a ton of money incorrectly, but in reality, they're technically audited by the IG.
Yep, they had their last audit report released November of 2024 where they passed, and all of the issues that were identified then were the same thing that Doge uncovered, even though Doge lied about what it actually was doing. So, yeah, so
Right.
cool.
So
That one
that's a lie.
counts.
I mean, I don't know. Am I supposed to come up with one more? Let me
Yeah,
think.
one more.
We can say, um, I mean, this was one just popped in my head because I think you were talking about it earlier, but the ballroom thing, I guess
Yes.
that's technically a lie.
It is definitely a lie because if he was going to say turn around, and at least in my opinion, is especially somebody that works in construction, you would think that he would, or he's built all of these magnificent homes and buildings and whatnot. That if plans change, you would have to announce it to your donors or something. And but since it's the people's house, we fund anything that happens on the White House itself, right? We are the donors for
I
the White
mean,
House,
yeah,
not
that's
for the
fair.
ballroom, for the White
That's,
House. So,
I mean, like, yeah, that's fair. I don't think it's a super important thing, just presidency. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I mean, it's fair. Yeah, it's a lie, he said.
yeah. Okay. So, all right. The reason why I engage with these questions that I try to encourage MAGA voters, Trump supporters, to engage in critical thinking and showing that they can be critical of the president of the United States.
Well, did I pass then? I mean,
Yeah,
I
you,
don't
you
just
came up with some
hear
good
what he
ones.
says and
We're
believe
good.
whatever.
That's good. So what has you still supporting Donald Trump?
Well, In general, I it's not that I necessarily love his immigration policies, but I'm definitely more in support than against that. And then um, foreign affairs, I'm a big fan of what he does foreign affairs wise. Economics, not a ton. You know, in some ways yes, some ways no. And then um, let me think, what else? Um, I don't know. I had something and now I can't remember. But
Okay.
those three are pretty good reasons as to why I would support him.
Okay. Do you know how much it costs us on average per immigrant for deportation?
I do not.
$78,000 per individual.
Well, I mean, when you say that though, like, is that so? For example, you pay money to send an immigrant back to their country, but if you group a bunch of them in one plane, for example, like, does the price get divided among those, or how does that work?
So this was broken down by the Penn Wharton budget model. And actually, the most expensive part of deportation is the detentions because of the cost of the facilities and feeding them.
Okay. I mean, that doesn't necessarily like change my stance on whether or not we should be deporting illegal immigrants, though.
No, I'm just saying that like the number of deportations that he wants to carry out is going to cost us a shit ton of money. He wants to do 1
I
million
mean, like,
deportations. So now you have to times that, right, by $78,000 per person, and that's a
that's great and all.
hefty
Okay,
price
that's great and
tag.
all, but you do understand that, um, for example, President Obama or any president behind 2016 would have automatically done pretty much the exact same thing. I mean, I don't know. I find that this
Yeah, that's a
idea that
lot. $78 trillion
people shouldn't be deported,
billion.
you say that, just this idea that you all of a sudden illegal immigrants shouldn't be deported is
Oh
just this
no, I'm not
brand new
saying that
thing
they
that
shouldn't.
everyone's,
Right. I agree with
oh,
the idea that anybody that has committed a crime and has served their time in prison, after they've served their sentence, if it's for a violent offense, after they've served their sentence, they definitely need to be sent out of the country. If it's for a
okay.
non-violent offense, I don't see why they can't be deported prior to completing their sentence in the United States. And so, yeah, no, I agree with deporting people that have actually been adjudicated in a court of law for having committed a crime, right? Those I
And
absolutely
then,
agree with. But as far as individuals that have just been working here under the radar or under the table, I believe that individuals should be granted amnesty if they've been here for, let's say, 5 or 10 years and they haven't committed any crime. Right? They've never been convicted of crime. They have no DNA on record for having committed an assault or had left, fingerprints or DNA behind at the scene of a crime, any of those things. Like, I think that they should be granted amnesty because, unfortunately, contrary to a lot of people's beliefs, especially with the woman that I did speak to, we have a declining birth rate where we're not matching. More people are not coming out to work as more people are retiring. We're not matching the retiree rate to people being able to work. So we do need immigrants to come into our country in order to fill jobs and to help boost our
okay,
social security. Because a lot of people don't realize that just in the year 2024, um, immigrants, illegal, undocumented immigrants that were able to obtain ITIN numbers paid $24 billion into our social security bucket.
okay. So I totally get that. First off, I do, I'm actually surprised that you agree that we should deport criminals of illegal immigrants. Obviously I
I,
support
I
that,
feel
but,
like that's not even like
um,
a debate most people even have.
I don't know, you'd be surprised on my college campus, but anyway, so, um, as for the illegal immigrants that do not commit crimes, they work, like you said, and they just want to make a living. I, in some ways, agree, and I can totally see giving them amnesty. But the only way I would agree to that is if the policy continuing forward was just the same policy that Trump has at the border, which is not allowing any illegal immigrants in, because you can't give benefits to the people in Mexico over someone, for example, in Asia that wants to come to America. I mean, it's not fair
If they're not
to the
getting
people that are waiting in
benefits.
line. I'm sorry.
Said they're not getting
I
benefits. There is no line to skip. Are you talking about people that claim asylum?
I'm people that are waiting in line applying to immigrate to
Are
America
you talking about
permanently.
visas?
Correct.
If you have an issue with the fact that our visa system is broken, then we need to push for reform of our visa system.
Well,
But instead
no,
of
I'm
that,
saying
Donald
that
Trump just wrote an executive order making it harder for individuals coming from places like China to obtain a visa to come into the United States of America. So if you're complaining
I
about the
don't.
line, then Donald Trump just made it longer.
Well, it's not that I'm complaining about the line. It's that I'm complaining that some people don't have to get in line while other people do. There's a difference.
No, they all
So
have to get in line, sir. Like everybody,
that's
like
no,
there is a
that's the
line
problem. Is
technically. It's that they just all
yeah,
jump
to be a
into
legal
it.
immigrant, correct, but to be an illegal immigrant and just enter the country, you're wrong. So then if we offered amnesty and then allowed illegal immigrants into the country, then you would be
No,
directly
I
giving
don't.
people in South
Sorry,
America
do you
the
know
benefit.
do you know what amnesty is?
I mean, I have a rough idea of it.
Yeah. And what was my, because I actually had stipulations on granting amnesty. Do you remember what that was?
I don't know what your stipulation is. I just know
Yeah.
it's
I said
something
that they
along the
had to
lines
have
of
been
giving
here.
pardons.
That's not what okay, no, that's not what it is. So my stipulation was that they had to have been in the United States for the last 5 to 10 years, right? So in between that time frame, right? So they
So
are
you're saying that
actively
anyone
sitting
before
in the
5 years?
United States. Those would have to be
So
evaluated on a
anyone,
case by case basis, which I mean, all amnesty cases are, but because I added stipulations where they couldn't have been like had any kind of potentiality of having committed a crime, right? Like their fingerprints would have to go on record and we'd have to search the databases to make sure that it wasn't found at the scene of the crime and then those get investigated, right? Like I literally had a bunch of stipulations that go along with the amnesty. It wasn't just blanket amnesty for all of them, right? And all
well,
amnesty
I
does
just
is
don't
put them
know.
back on the pathway to citizenship. And that's all it does. It gives them a pass for not being charged with 8 U.S. Code 1325 or 8 U.S. Code 1326. That's all it does. It gives them an out from not getting charged with that, which we see that the majority of immigrants aren't even charged with 8 U.S. Code 1325 nor 1326. And if they are charged with it, the vast majority of them don't even get convicted. All of that data is actually available on CBP's website under immigrant convictions. And so with that, when it talks about amnesty, it just puts them back on a pathway to citizenship, which literally puts them at the end of the line. They're not getting a jump in the line. It just means, hey, you've been here for this long. You still have to go through all of the legal processes. You still have to pay for an attorney. You still have to
Yeah, but
pay to
they
go
still
see
get
a
to live in
judge,
American country.
which they
It's not a
already
matter of
were,
whether or not
which
you
they
get to wait.
already
It's a
were.
matter of where they live.
They already were
Yeah, but
living
they were doing
here,
it illegally. They
and they
cheated.
were
They
already
broke the
paying
line.
taxes. I
Not
don't think people
entirely.
realize.
They're
No,
not entirely paying
I'm
taxes.
sorry. Do you not? Are you somehow not paying any taxes when you go to the grocery store?
Okay, yeah, you could pay taxes in that sense, but they don't like
Yeah.
file for taxes in every year.
Yeah, no, they don't have to. I'm sorry. If
Exactly.
you have an
Yes,
ITIN
they
number, I
do
don't
have
think you
to,
realize
but
this.
they don't.
So the IRS, according to the IRS.gov, your documentation status does not matter in order for you to obtain an ITIN, the individual taxpayer
Yeah, but
identification number.
no
So all
illegal
of them,
immigrant's gonna actually pay.
you
No
don't
illegal
pay
immigrant's
the
just gonna go out of their
IRS
way
to
to
get
pay
an
taxes.
ITIN. You do not pay the IRS to get an ITIN.
No one.
How do you
I'm not
think?
saying that.
How do you think? I'm sorry, like legitimately. How do you think if I've already told you that illegal immigrants in just the year 2024 paid $24 billion into Social Security? How do you think that we know that data if they weren't issued an ITIN number by the IRS, and then we were able to obtain to see what their documentation status was for that
I
information to
can
know that they
explain.
paid $24 billion into Social Security that they get $0 back from?
Okay, I'll explain. So before 2016, before 2020, okay, no illegal immigrant ever filed anything, ever applied for anything, no matter if it's free or not, to pay their taxes. Okay, there's no reason for them
Show me
to.
that.
Why
Show
would
me
they to?
that. Where did we see that? No immigrant
Well,
ever has
you can
ever
use your
applied.
reasoning. You
No
can use your
illegal. Oh
reasoning.
no. Well, I can just use my magical reasoning, even though we have decades of
Yes.
research that has showed. Again, this is not a new law that IRS just
So let
came
me get
up
this
with
straight.
under the
I just
Biden administration magically because people forget. Sorry, who was president in 2020?
Biden.
And bro, go Google that. I knew that was going to be his response. That's why I did that. I was just like, hold on. Like, who was president in 2020? Like, no illegal immigrant ever had an ITAN before 2020 because apparently we just magically changed the rules for IRS and nobody knew about it. You have always been able to obtain an ITIN number. Well, not always, because that is like, since we've been using social security numbers and those are only for citizens, like they had to come up with something else when we were having immigration. I'm pretty sure ITIN has existed, since, there we go, 1996. ITINs have existed since 1996. And IRS has never discriminated based off of documentation status on whether or not you could obtain an ITIN, again, since 1996. So this guy is just missing almost 30 full years of history. Like, for fuck's sake. Like, I don't remember how old he was, but yeah. Lori, you could, but I don't know how you send them because this is me. So that's why I put up this little thing that says my alt. TikTok finally made it so I could bring it down a little bit more. Guys, if you're new here over on TikTok, be sure to hit that follow button. Keep double tapping that screen. I do appreciate you guys. Red, if you are still watching on YouTube, I'm about to open up the phone lines, so be ready to try to be the first caller. I can't make it so you are the first caller. Also, just so everybody knows as well, if you are over on YouTube, be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you are on Twitch, hit that follow button. Over on YouTube, I do like to try to read super chats between callers, but we haven't gotten any, but that's okay. So just a reminder that those are available, and we do have memberships available. I haven't seen any new members this stream, but I would love to see a couple. But we are opening these phone lines back up. Is this that same guy? Okay, headphone users, take him out. Headphone users, take out your headphones. I'm gonna give this to you guys. Take out your headphones.
Everybody knows.
Go away! Thank you. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
How old am I?
Yes.
28.
20. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
No.
No? All right, man. Well, I appreciate you. You have a great rest of your Sunday. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hey, how's it going?
Going well. How old are you?
28.
Can you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Can you
this
stop
is
the
Brad,
stream
by
in the
way.
background?
No, all right, man. Well, I appreciate you. You have a great.
Can you stop the stream in the
How's your day
background?
Yes.
Awesome. You said this is Red. You managed to get called in. No more straight to voicemail.
Hey, how's your day going?
Going well. And guys, yeah, just so everybody knows that the person that I told everyone to mute for is the guy that is an admitted white supremacist that I said I wasn't going to talk to that just keeps calling. Yeah, my day is going good. How is yours?
It's going great. I keep running into your life, and I really wanted to talk to you. So, I have voted for Trump in the past, but
You're awesome.
he has been breaking everything that he said that he wasn't going to do, he was going to do, like ending the automatic birth citizenship, right? One of the things that I didn't like about it was that he was going to basically break the 14th Amendment. You know what I mean? And
agreed. That's not a good thing at all.
Major fucking donkey punch, you know? The other thing that he was talking about is cutting taxes for middle class income. He basically did some of that, but I'm only seeing like $800 after the year, which is really nothing, you know. With the inflation we have going on, a good 5,000 would be substantial. he said that he was going to eliminate the national debt in 8 years, but instead of going down, the national debt increased by about 7.8 trillion, and that's during his term. So he basically broke that. We're supporting Israel, and
Mm-hmm.
we get all those videos on Reddit. um, what are those live leaks where you can see the like gruesome things? And you know, I'm kind of religious. I grew up religious. I don't go to church anymore, but uh, don't Jewish people from Israel kind of still killing Christians and they're being persecuted and taxed.
Yeah, people forget that there's plenty of Palestinian Christians that are just being killed over there.
And he says that he'll cut Social Security over time and tips. He promised to eliminate income taxes and tips and Social Security benefits in 2024, I believe. But no such laws was passed at all, and it's still unfulfilled. What do you think about that?
Oh yeah, he continues to say that they've ended taxes on Social Security, which isn't true. It's also a misnomer because a lot of people don't realize that in order for the most disenfranchised individuals that are on Social Security receiving it don't even get taxed on their Social Security because you have to make less than $34,000 and for it to be tax free. If you make over $34,000 a year on Social Security, then it has taxes. But yeah, that was not included in the HR one. I do consider that a lie because he continues to perpetuate ending social taxes on Social Security. Now they do get some kind of tax deduction, but it's not as much as people think.
Also, wasn't the Mexican American vote, and with all of the Latin American voters, didn't why is he shooting himself in the foot? Because next election, I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna vote for the next Democrat candidate.
Maybe
Like
we'll just
I
have
was
to see how this. I would hope so, but I mean, I really don't know either. Also, it would really highly depend on who the Democratic candidate is because there are people that, um, I mean, I'd have to see their policies that I would more than likely not vote for, even on the Democratic ticket. But that's just a me opinion. There's plenty of people that I'm like, nope, you shouldn't be involved in politics anymore. Get out of here. But there's several of those on
I
the
don't
Republican
support
ticket too.
honestly I don't support either side. We get the wars from both sides. I just I'm a supervisor at this packaging plant,
Hmm.
and the lowest denominating people are the ones that are just 100% MAGA. And
They are.
it's kind of annoying because these people don't even own land. And I'm not trying to talk down on anybody, honestly, but they don't own land. The only thing they have to their name is their birth certificate, and they hate on Mexican Americans for no reason. They just assume everybody is undocumented, and even undocumented people work 10 times harder than these people. And it's just
Shh, don't
annoying
tell
to me
them.
that I go to work every day and then they complain. They say, "Well, there's no opportunities for me," even though they get a straight shot to supervising positions, yet they can't handle the stress. Have you thought about that? Like the lowest denominating group of people are the ones 100% MAGA.
Unfortunately, it happens, especially if they live in red states. Like, for example,
I'm from Oregon.
Florida is known to have a lot of Cuban American citizens. And so you just kind of get inundated with, like, they kind of get everybody else's ideology jumped on top of them when you're already in a red state. Similarly enough, like, I'm not going to say this isn't just red states, it's also blue state thing that can happen in. It just kind of happens. Like, I can't explain to you why. We already know from other history that a lot of South American countries show a lot of misogynistic tendencies. It's not about them necessarily leaning more right. It could just be the fact that they didn't like the fact that the last Democratic candidate was a woman. Not saying that's the full reason, but it could have been that one. But all right, dude, I do appreciate you. I do want to try to move on to somebody that still is pretty staunch in their support of Donald Trump. But I'm glad you were
Have a
able to
good day.
get through. You too, man.
I appreciate it.
Of course. Bye. Ace Ventura says, "Hello, MAGA here. I need help. Is Satan still bad?" Satan doesn't exist, in my opinion. Hail Satan. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yeah,
Oh, thank you, Catalyst. How old are you?
35.
35. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Oh, hell yeah, 110%.
And what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
The only thing that got me questioning is, the Second Amendment, right? It says shall not be infringed, right?
Uh-huh.
And you got all these different states throughout the country, and they make up their own rules on the Second Amendment when it's clear. It says shall not be infringed.
No, that's
I'm
not
fortunate
true.
enough I live in the great state of Texas.
Are you familiar
So,
with the Heller decision?
Yeah, I seen it, but
Okay, so you're aware that by the interpretation that was brought out by the United States Supreme Court, and I could be misquoting this, so if Bishop comes in and tells me I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I remember reading this, is that with the Heller and the Bruin decisions, they decided that the most that you're entitled to under the United States Constitution is a handgun for self-defense.
Yeah, and to me that's BS. But
no, sorry, that's not the most. That's the
You know.
minimum that you're entitled to is a handgun. And you can disagree with it, but it is the Supreme Court of the land. They are the ones that look at the laws and interpret it to the Constitution and the constitutionality. And people forget that the Second Amendment goes hand in hand with the 10th Amendment, with states' rights and their ability to enforce those rights. So if you're so like pro 2A, can you tell me what do you think about Donald Trump and his administration making suggestions about taking away the right to own a gun from certain aspects of the population in the United States?
Like you mean like them transgender folk?
Transgender community, also anybody that takes medical Mary Jane, since I can't say the word on TikTok. So don't say it either.
Oh yeah. As far as that, I'm not really too concerned with the MJ. Some states it's legal. My state it's not. I don't think it's a big
Just
deal. I
saying
feel
that
like everybody's done
both
it.
things are inherently very much against the Second Amendment. And if you are a staunch supporter on the Second Amendment, then you should be against any restrictions that the federal government is even hinting at putting on place. That includes the trans individuals that identify as
Well, hold on now.
transgender and
You ain't
individuals
let me
that
finish
take
what I
medical
was getting at.
cannabis.
Well, let me finish what I was getting at, right? But I feel like that's going to open up a door if you restrict rights to one group of people or things like that, right? Then what's to stop the government from infringing on other people's rights because they say, oh, well, this person is this or A, B, and C. You know what I mean? So I'm completely against it.
Good.
It just says shall not be infringed, and that, I'm going to take that word, shall not be infringed. The right to keep and bear arms. And that's what it says, and
He's
that's
in
what we need to
Texas,
get back
Impala.
to.
You said you're in Texas, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sorry. Somebody thought you said Oregon. So I just wanted to.
Well, right now I'm in Oregon. I'm down here in Medford, Oregon. Central Point. I'm a trucker, so yeah, I'm down here.
You're just driving through.
Well, right now I'm parked in my truck, but yeah.
Yes, you're.
But yeah, that's my thing, and I don't feel like the rights of anybody should be restricted on anything, That's like with that COVID shot, I was completely against that, But I feel like if people want to get it, they should be able to get it.
Donald
It's no
Trump
different
got
than
his
abortions.
booster.
Well, that's good for him. I'm not with the shot, I'm a Trump supporter just because, I might support somebody on something, but that don't mean I agree with everything they do. You know what I mean? Or sometimes my views might not align with the way they're going at that that certain topic or thing like that, you know?
Exactly,
So,
Monica. Okay.
you know, I'm my own person at the end of the day, you know, and I got to make my decisions based on what I believe in and my heart to be true and with my faith, you know. And it's like, you know, how these states and, you know, they was trying to force that COVID shot on people, but it brings me back to like the abortion situation, you know. My body, my choice, you know. I feel like it's the same thing, you know. I should have a
It's
choice
not. Would
and
you
a
like
say
me
so.
to explain how it's not? You would agree that a disease, a virus is transmutable person to person, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, is pregnancy transmutable? Can I like bump my pregnancy belly on another woman and she's magically pregnant?
No.
No, it's not the same.
And then they was talking about that herd immunity, right? A lot of people were getting vaccinated, a lot of people weren't, you know.
Yeah.
I just feel like as an American, you know, you have a right to choose. You know, that's part of your freedoms, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's just my belief. You know, I just want to throw my 2 cents out there on things that I think and about this whole ICE stuff that's going on in Portland. You know, I think people should be able to protest if they want, but man, you ain't got to be throwing stuff at these people. They just trying to do their damn job. That's it.
Okay. Well, man, it sounds like you actually disagree with a lot more than you think you do. So I don't really know if you're actually supporting Donald Trump anymore. Sounds like you're very much on the fence and realizing he's not doing great. So I'm gonna give you some applause for that one.
Well, you take it however you want to say it. You know, you want to word however you want to, but
It just
yeah,
sounds
no, I
like
do still support
you're
him.
just not that
You
sure on
know,
it. Why? Why do you still support him?
because he's the best option we got. You know, and
I'm
we
sorry
voted him in. I voted
sorry.
him in.
Okay, I'm gonna educate people on the use of English here. Okay. You can say he was the best option you had. All right? Because last time I checked, when a president is inaugurated into office, we don't just get to vote him out of his office of the presidency in the middle of a non-voting year, right? So,
Yeah, I hear you.
yeah, so you can say he was the best option you had. So when I ask people, why are you still supporting him, that is a different question. Because I think a lot of people, yellow, forget that even though you voted for him, you do not have to continue to support him as he is the sitting president of the United States. Nothing says that when you cast your vote that you basically signed on the dotted line saying I will support you until the day I die.
Well, I ain't saying I support him like that in that aspect. You know, he does things I don't agree with. You know, I
A
probably
lot.
would have handled it a little different. But, you know, that's not to say for the majority of what he's doing, I agree with. You know, like my views align with that. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not going to say I don't support him when most of the things that he's doing, I do support, you
Like
know,
what? I
wholeheartedly.
asked you that. I asked, why do you still support Trump? Thank you, guys.
Well, because I like what he's doing with the immigration, you know.
How much does it cost
That
us to deport a single immigrant? Do you know?
I ain't going to sit up here and act like I know, but
Cool.
I
So this
don't know
is
that.
from the Penn Wharton budget model, and you guys can look this up if you want. Cost of deporting illegal immigrants and what it would look like on a 10-year basis, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And just so everybody knows, the Penn Wharton budget model leans to the right, but they are also considered highly factual. It's also Donald Trump's school of business that he went to. Isn't that fun? So they've estimated that it costs $78,000 per immigrant for the cost of deportation. And that's on average. So that is the
That's
average
cost I
cost.
can live with.
It's a cost you can live with. So you're okay with adding, Donald Trump wants to deport 1 million people a year. So you are okay with adding $78 billion a year to the national debt minimum.
Or it's only a one-time thing. You know,
No, it's
we
not.
give money to other countries.
This is a 4-year plan that he wants to continue, that he wants it to continue past his time in office. So
Oh, I'm sorry, I
they want it to
misspoke.
be about a 10-year plan. So if we do $78 billion times 10, right? That's $780 billion, and you're just okay with adding that to our national debt because that comes out of somewhere. Are you
Well,
paying
what
for it
I'm
out of
saying
your own
is,
pocket?
I wouldn't mind donating some money towards it, yeah. But
Well,
I
you
feel
already
like
can
my
actually
taxes is
donate to the
paying for
national
it,
debt, just so
you
you're aware.
know. But,
So you're
you
just
know,
okay
I
with
feel like
your taxes going
that's
towards,
just a one-time,
cool. It's
that's
not
a
a one-time
one-time fee,
thing.
though.
It's not a one-time
Once they
fee.
all gone, we ain't going to be paying it.
I'm sorry, how many immigrants do you think live in this country that are undocumented?
Illegally? I don't know. I know a
Undocumented.
shit ton of them. But
I'm
what
sure you
I'm
don't.
saying is, if they're here illegally, they got to go. You know,
Okay,
there's
so you
people
just
that
hate other
came over
people.
here illegally
Gotcha.
and did it the right way. You know, what's stopping these folks from
I'm
doing it the
sorry.
right way?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Donald Trump is actively deporting people that are trying to do it the right way. He's picking up people from their immigration court hearings. He's stopping people from walking into their courtroom to stand in front of an immigration court judge and
Did they
taking them and
walk across
deporting
the
them.
border and seek asylum at a border point of interest?
Asylum
Or
is
did they...
sorry, sir. Asylum is 8 U.S. Code 1158, which means it is United States law and it is a legal process to be here. Asylum
Okay,
is a
let me
legal
ask you a
process.
question.
Anybody
live
that is
in
seeking
Oregon?
asylum, it's a legal process, and it's a part of the correct way to come into the United States of America.
Yes, but I couldn't walk across
It's
the
more than
border
that,
into
Jason.
Canada. I
You
couldn't walk
can.
across the border into Canada
You
and be like,
literally
I want to
could.
stay here. I'm seeking asylum.
Canada has asylum laws, dude. You could.
Ma'am, I drive to Canada quite frequently.
You
And
literally
just
could
to get
drive
across that
across the
border,
Canadian border or walk across it in certain areas, okay?
yeah, I'm going to have to disagree with you on that one. But, you know, that's what we're here for, you know, to have an
No, you
open
just
conversation.
literally can. You just don't know anything. You
I disagree
literally
with that.
can.
You can't
You
walk
can.
across the border in North Korea, Russia,
Well,
none of these
North
places,
Korea, I
and
like
just
how
tell them,
you're listing authoritarian dictatorships. Also, you can walk across the border in some areas of Russia. I don't know why anybody would right now, considering they're still in an active war. Nobody can cross into North Korea. That's been a known fact, yet they still call themselves the Democratic People's Republic of North Korea, but ain't nobody voting in that place, nor are they allowed to leave. So congratulations. You go with the most authoritative government in existence that we know it right now with going, but not North Korea. How about you do it with the other 33 countries that are considered on the same level as the United States of America? How about you try doing that? Because even then you're going to find out that you're wrong, that you can in fact just walk across country lines and usually just not be expected to be deported like that. You could, the amount of time that it took you to drive from Texas to Oregon, you could have driven across about 5 other countries in Europe in that same amount of time that it took you to drive from Texas to Oregon. You could have crossed into 5 different countries in Europe and not necessarily have even gone through what you would consider a port of entry.
yeah, it's just, have you ever been to Europe?
I have been, actually. Thank you.
All right. Well, yeah, we just going to have to
It's a
agree to
lot
disagree.
Yeah. Have you ever left the country?
Yes, I served in the United States Marine Corps. I've been all
You
over the
being
world.
deployed on a military visa does not count as you traveling outside of the country. Nor does it count as you actually being integrated into their societies in any way.
That's your take on it. I'm just telling you, I've been all over the world. I've been different places.
Sure you have. See, I actually went there without being on a military visa or being enlisted in the United States military. I did it myself. So,
But that's my little spiel for today. You know.
Okay.
You're awesome.
No one is smarter for
But
having listened to you. Thank you. Thank you, Sin, for all of the jewels that you sent. You sent a bunch. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Ace Ventura says, Trump turn us to South, nothing green, independent nations like Beyonce. I don't care what you say. You are an abusive man. Thank you, Ace Ventura, for all the jesting. I appreciate that. We have time for, I think, one more caller. Also, thank you, Tara, for the gold mine. I appreciate that one. Oh, I believe it, Angel. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can literally walk in to Canada through non-ports of entry and do the same thing. Like, so such a weird thing that people say. So we're gonna open up these phone lines again. Guys, don't forget to hit that follow button if you are new here, or hit that subscribe button if you are new. Appreciate that. Hope to pick your brain about some stuff in a friendly stream down the road. Okay, you can send me a message, Reagan. I'm happy to have found this space and appreciate what you're doing here. Happy almost birthday. Thank you so much for the 20. I appreciate that. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes.
Awesome. How old are you?
28.
28. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes.
Okay, really quickly, Eva, I just want to let you know I just kind of lost my voice a bit last night from yelling too much at music. And thank you, Kay, for becoming a member. I appreciate that. Okay, what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
It's Ari, right?
It is.
I just want to say happy early birthday.
Thank you.
What was the question?
What has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
People like you, because you're a stupid cunt. Fuck you, nigger.
Okay, well, you hung up on your own, and all right. It's so insulting, guys. It hurt my feelings so much for him to say that. So much pain I feel. That hit me right in the feels, guys. Thank you, Crescent, for the 8 bits. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you for the Canadian 5, Sid. Netanyahu is not allowed to cross into Canada. We obey international laws, unlike the occupied states of America. Carney will arrest him. Yes, unfortunately, the United States of America has never actually recognized the authority of the ICC, which I inherently disagree with. But hey, I'm not in politics, so that is how it goes. Happy almost birthday, 6-7. I hope I did that right. Thank you, Crescent, for the bits. Thank you, Feisty, for the 20. Happy birthday. Thank you guys so much. We're almost there. It's 2 days away. 2 days away. Oh, well, that's awesome, Crescent. Welcome in. People talk about religion when Israel crap. Yeah, exactly, Red. That's very true. Like, it's quite ridiculous. Robert, because it's on Do Not Disturb right now, because I thought the last caller was genuine and said he was a disingenuous troll. So it happens. Oh, Didlin, I hope you realize that I'm not saying I think that Americans should be subject to foreign courts, but I think that we should acknowledge that Netanyahu is being investigated for crimes against humanity. I hope that helps. That's why I said we should recognize the authority in that way. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes.
Awesome. How old are you?
32.
32. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I never voted in my life. I do believe I do like his immigration law tactics, and I do like some of the things he's done, but not everything.
Oh, you like that ICE officers are dragging 9-month-old pregnant, 9-month-along pregnant women through the streets in order to detain them. You like the fact that 15-year-old girls are being pinned to the street by ICE with a knee on their neck. You know, that's very similar to something else that happened. But luckily, it didn't kill her. Fortunately for her,
I was a
you like
juvenile at
that.
one point,
You
and I
like
ran
that.
from
You like
juvenile.
that ICE. Oh, you said that you're supporting immigration, sir. So we're talking about in what his
I'm
his
about to give you an
tactics.
example.
You specifically said
Can I?
ICE. You said Trump's tactics on immigration. This is a part of the tactics, okay? So let's be very clear. We have videos of ICE literally dragging a 9-month-long pregnant woman through a parking lot to detain her. We've seen ICE officials literally undress women in the middle of streets and didn't stop until someone said that's sexual assault while they're videotaping it. And then they realized maybe we shouldn't undress women in the middle of the fucking streets while trying to detain them. They put their knees
Are they
on a
resisting arrest,
15-year. Actually, they weren't resisting. I've watched the
ma'am?
videos. They weren't resisting. I don't give a fuck. You haven't watched the videos. I'm sure this is the first time you're hearing of it too.
Calm down, ma'am. Calm
I
down. It seems like you're getting emotional and not even let me talk.
It's because I'm so sorry. Is this your stream?
Is this my what?
Is this your channel?
I mean, it's not my channel, but
It's
you
not
can
your
act
channel?
accordingly to your age. How old are you?
Oh, sir. I don't know if you realize this, but I actually don't care about you necessarily being allowed to speak. This is literally my life. If you want to be
Huh.
sure that you have all of the airtime in the world, I suggest that you start your own live, and two people might, lucky enough
Well,
for you, two people might tune into your live so you can
let me
cry
ask you a
about it.
question then.
So let's
Let me
just
ask
be
you a
very
question.
clear. No, sir, I'm talking about why you said that you're like in support, full support, which by the way
Well,
wasn't
is
even the
this a
question that I
one-sided
asked
thing, or is
you.
this going to be a
Which wasn't even the
discussion with
question
two
that I
people or
asked
one
you. Like, I
person?
didn't even get a chance to ask you my follow-up question. You just went on
Oh,
for
go
from a
ahead. Go
yes or
ahead.
no
Ask the
question.
question, ma'am. I'll respect your.
Sorry.
Go
So,
ahead.
you'll have to tell me about that one, Lala. Sorry. Like I get to do this. All right. Like, sorry, this is my life, right? But you said that you were still supporting Donald Trump because of his immigration tactics, which isn't even a question that I had asked you. So sorry. Almost was trying to type
Go
that
ahead.
out. So when we're talking about his immigration tactics and I'm bringing you up examples of it and you're just like, well, were they resisting? And I've seen the videos. You haven't even seen them before, nor have you probably even heard about it before.
Well, you're
We can
assuming
even
that now.
talk
You're
about
just
that. Oh,
trying
yeah.
to
So
gaslight
have
me.
you, I'm trying to gaslight you. No, I just didn't give you a chance to talk. If
You just
I was,
assumed.
I'm sorry,
I've watched the
gaslighting,
videos.
would be telling you that something that you said was wrong and then just continuing on about that. This
Well,
isn't
you just said
gaslighting.
I
So
didn't
if you
watch
saying
something when
like,
I
if you
just
were
told
like,
you I did.
hey, that light is out, and I said, no, that light is on, that's
All right,
literally
ma'am.
gaslighting. That would be gaslighting. Nothing what I'm doing right now is
Could you ask me
actively
the
gaslighting.
question
No,
that
I'm
you're trying to
okay.
ask me?
I'm not trying to ask you
Could
any
you?
questions at this point. I'm actually just actively talking over you, just because I can, and somehow it really upsets you, right? Like this upset you,
You
not me.
can't
It
upset
upset
me,
you.
ma'am. I'm talking to a
You
liberal. You're the
literally
one
already
acting
did.
like a child.
Yeah. You should respect your
Some
elders,
type of
sir.
control.
You should respect your elders, sir.
How old are you?
I'm 33, about to be 34. You should respect your elders, sir.
Yeah, no. Go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead. Keep talking as you
Yeah.
were.
You should respect your elders. That would be
I'm
me.
giving you I'm respecting by letting you talk. Go
You're
ahead.
not letting me do anything, sir. You don't let me do anything. This is
I am.
literally my show. No, you don't. I don't think people realize that. Like, you literally cannot let me do anything because this is my show entirely. It's not your show. It's literally my live. So this is how this works, right? So when it comes to immigration, you said specifically that you like his tactics. Let's be very clear. ICE tactics right now is dragging people across parking lots by their arms when they didn't resist arrest, while they're just yelling at people that are like streaming, being like, hey, these are my names. ICE tactics are dragging individuals that haven't been convicted of a crime that they have no warrants for out of their cars. Like, they came to a complete stop, rolled down the window, cooperated, and just didn't want to get out of their car. So they will literally be like, hey, give me a second. I'm waiting for someone to come pick up my kids, so that they're not left alone. The kids that are United States citizens, right? Like, we have video evidence of this, right? Where they're like, I'm calling someone to come pick up my kids. And we have video evidence of where ICE officers, 1 minute was too long for them. So they were, guess what? They broke the windows to then drag them out of their cars, right? These weren't resisting arrest. They were like, hey, somebody needs to watch my kids because they are children. These are ICE officer tactics. We have peaceful protests that are occurring in front of ICE detention facilities in Chicago, Portland, where people are dressed up like, the inflatable frogs. And during this time, guess what they're doing? They're deciding to try to put gas into, like, literally aim for the part where the air goes into, and they're doing that like to try to harm the individual that's in their freaking inflatable costume. Like that's what the ICE tactics are. Is not only are they trying to go after just individuals
But
who
that's not
aren't
all of
even
it,
doing
though. That's
anything,
just
they're
what
not
you got. The
resisting arrest.
media
We have
shows.
it on video where ICE officers even pushed the woman down in the middle of a courthouse on the courthouse video, and she didn't even do anything to the officer, and he just tackled her, and he got a 24-hour suspension with pay that he then was allowed to go back to work after they said they reviewed it, and he was in the right. We have it where ICE officers are literally stopping people's cars, like running into cars on their own body cam, right? And then shooting
Yeah, I
unarmed
hear you.
individuals. Body cam footage that's now submitted to court after they decided to then file criminal charges against Miramar, like, because that's her name is Miramar. Like, body cam footage that shows that they were lying. So these are the tactics that you actually, agree
I
with.
don't
So
support.
yeah. So who sounds like the
I
more
don't
deplorable
support
human being, me or
any
you? Sounds
officer
like you.
abusing their power.
Sorry, I just wanted to do that. It's kind of how it works sometimes, It's lies, guys, lies. It's cool. I'll pull it up for you.
Everyone's lying to me because Donald Trump didn't say it, so it must be a lie. That's how that goes. Ooh, ooh. Do, da do, da do, da do, da do, da do, da do.
This isn't a debate. I'm sorry. Were you the last caller? I didn't mute you for one. Okay, I muted me from being able to hear you. You stayed on mute like a good little boy. You stayed on mute like a good little boy. So good job. Okay. And this isn't a debate. This is commentary. If you don't understand what that word means, that's a you problem, not a me problem. I'm not here to debate people. It's commentary. Fake news. Fake news. Tell me how many fact checks Reuters has failed. How about that? Tell me how many fact checks Reuters has failed. Dun 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 dun. Dun. Never touch the gun.
You're awesome.
I'm just proving a point here. Sorry, guys. I'm having fun. Thank you, Ace, for Feliz Cumpleaños. Thank you. I appreciate that. Gamer Goes, thank you for the jewels as well. Thank you, Owl Girl, for the tool jewels. I appreciate that. Notice how these people can articulate ideas. They never can. They never can. Okay, TikTok, guys, give me 1 second. I'm going to be right back. Don't go anywhere, but hit the follow button if you're new over on TikTok, and let's finish out this cycle really quickly. Over on YouTube and over on Twitch, I am going to go ahead and end it for the day. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. If you're going to go watch football, I hope your teams do good. Whoever you're rooting for, I'm not naming out teams today. So just if you're rooting for a team, good luck to your team. I hope they do well and play well. If you are new here, you're still here listening over on Twitch, hit that follow button. Over on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Both are free to do. Last one, thank you. Thank you for the thank you bit. Okay, feisty. See you guys. And I will see you guys tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern time.